To be inducted into the NMRA Hall of Fame is quite an accomplishment for this inductee, considering his initial goal in life was to survive to the age of 25. He was born in Chicago, Illinois, on March 19, 1955, to a poor family that was barely able to pay the bills. As a very young child, he and his brother would steal quarts of milk delivered to the neighbors, and bread from a small neighborhood store to have food to eat. At age 4, he ran out between two parked cars and was hit on the way to the candy store. Fortunately, the only damage was a large cut under his chin, a scar which he has to this day. Due to neglect and deplorable living conditions, he and his 3 siblings were removed by the state of Illinois and spent 9 months in an orphanage. Eventually, he and his brother were adopted by one family and his sisters by another. When the adoption was finalized in court, he changed his middle name as a 5-year-old to that of his adopted father. Years later, as adults, the 4 siblings who were removed were reunited along with 4 additional siblings whom they had never met. This reunion took place during one of the NMRA tournaments. He attended elementary and junior high school in Wheaton, Illinois, where his adopted family lived. Unfortunately, his new family was overly strict, and he was subjected to severe physical, mental, and emotional abuse until early high school. During that time, he again resolved to try to survive. At age 14, his family moved to St. Petersburg, Florida, where he attended high school and ran track. In high school, he played handball at the YMCA. He remembers seeing people play racquetball and thought that they were being lazy because they used a racket. When he graduated from high school, he was in the last year of the draft, receiving number 256, which meant he would not be drafted. Instead, he enrolled at Florida State University. While in Tallahassee, he played racquetball twice, each time with a girl for fun. He started college as a math major, but switched to psychology his junior year. During college, he played intramural sports and worked in a church recreation center. He coached youth basketball for 4 years, was named an all-star coach, and refereed City League basketball games. During 2 of the summers, he sold books door to door for the Southwestern Company in Salisbury, North Carolina, and Temple, Texas. It was one of the most difficult jobs, yet one of the most rewarding. He gained valuable experience and insight from that endeavor. During those formative years, his strong faith in God helped carry him through the trying times. After graduating from college, he moved to Texas with no car to attend graduate school. Everything he owned was in a trunk and a small duffel bag. The trunk was run over by the bus on which he arrived, and his worldly possessions were reduced by half. While in graduate school, he borrowed a bicycle to ride to work and ate on credit. During the 2nd semester, he met the love of his life. She was bold enough to ask him out first. One of their first dates included playing cutthroat racquetball. During one of the rallies, after the ball had bounced 3 times, his date hit the ball out of frustration just as he turned around. Yep, you guessed it. Bullseye right between the legs. That auspicious beginning did not derail their relationship or his racquetball career, and about a year later they were married. In March of this year, they celebrated their 35th wedding anniversary. Intertwined between the birth of their 3 children, he completed 2 master's degrees. He was self-employed for several years while in school as a painter and a paper hanger. He comes from 3 generations of painters and paper hangers, and ironically, he is well known for his wallpaper serve. While in graduate school, his roommate taught him to play racquetball. They entered the men's B division in their first tournament. Both of them got smoked in their first round. Even so, he was hooked on the game. Attending a Steve Strandimo racquetball camp at the Maverick Athletic Club in Arlington drastically changed the way he played racquetball and motivated him to work on his game. Before the camp, he never beat his roommate. After the camp, he never lost to him again. The first few years of playing competitive racquetball, he wondered if he would ever make it past the first round of a tournament. But with a lot of practice and hard work, he improved and started progressing. One of his first tournaments, he played doubles with Howard Walker, and they ended up winning for 2 reasons. 1, Howard played great, and 2, he stayed out of Howard's way. They developed a great friendship and have played numerous tournaments together over the past 20 years. The racquetball accomplishments that he cherishes the most are playing doubles with his son, winning the U.S. Open Singles 50-plus division in 2007, winning his first NMRA Singles gold medal in West Allis, Wisconsin in 2001, and earning 3 state double titles in that same year. Racquetball has become his avenue for fun and stress relief, along with learning and making many new friends. In life, as well as racquetball, he has seen his share of highs and lows, but he has learned to never give up. After becoming a licensed professional counselor, he worked in a teenage runaway center as an employee assistant counselor and on-site counselor for the Federal Aviation Administration, and currently is employed as an outpatient therapist at a psychiatric hospital. As a counselor, he has devoted his career to helping people who are hurting and in need of someone who cares. The difficult and discouraging beginning he had as a child has been used many times over the years to relate to others in a way he never thought possible. He has taught numerous therapy groups, seminars, and mentored young married couples with his wife. While an EAP counselor, he spent a week in Biloxi, Mississippi, helping FAA employees who suffered devastating losses as a result of Hurricane Katrina. He has coached youth baseball, soccer, basketball, and football teams over the years. He was in Indian Guides and Princesses for 10 years with his 3 children through the local YMCA, serving as nation chief for most of those years. He has served as an elder in his church and as a board member for the NMRA for 4 years. He has played Santa Claus for numerous parties, work, and other charitable events. While living in Florida, he was introduced to saltwater fishing, which he still enjoys to this day. He loves fishing in South Padre Island with his adult children. He also enjoys playing golf with his sons. He is most grateful for his wonderful family, his loving wife, 3 great children, their spouses, and 1 grandson, with another on the way. Both sons served in the military with multiple tours in Iraq. For about 3 to 4 months, they were deployed to Iraq at the same time and were able to visit for a few hours in Balad Air Force Base. Both have returned safely to the U.S. His oldest son, Patrick, is currently a captain in the Marines and is stationed in San Francisco with his wife, Katie, and Patrick Andrew. His son, Michael, is a sous chef at a 5-star restaurant in Dallas and will marry Jody this fall. His daughter, Jennifer, is an ICU trauma nurse in Fort Worth, where she lives with her husband, James. His wife, Helen, is the administrative assistant to the Director of Emergency Services in Bedford, Texas.
No greater husband could I have found. He's quite a gem. Our hearts are bound by love and time and faith and tears. He's loved me well through all the years. Our children have the greatest dad that any kids have ever had. He's been there for them every day. Our pa's the best, I know they'd say. He's honest, fair, and never lies. His words are few, but oh so wise. He's feared by some while on the court, but off stage he's a gentle sort. We think this honor's really great, but honestly it came too late, 'cause in our hearts, I might explain, he's already in our Hall of Fame.
When he first came to Texas, he barely had clothes on his back. Now he has a family, friends, and so much more. To be alive and be able to love and compete is such a blessing. And yes, he more than doubled his goal of being alive at age 25. I present to you our NMRA Hall of Fame inductee, Patrick Gibson.